So I wanted to tell you about this show that I just watched in its entirety. Yeah, the HBO Max show called Task. Yeah, really, yeah, kudos to people who have made it. I really enjoy such shows and haven't been able to find one for a while that really got me to feel something. Yeah. So anyway, this show is starring Mark Ruffalo and Tom Pelfrey and Emilia Jones as the three main protagonists. Yeah. So it is a story that basically is about families and trying to get a better life and yeah, also redemption, I guess. It is a show about people that are born into a hard life, and are trying to get out of their situation, each in their own way. Of course, the guy Robbie Prendergast is the tragic hero of this story. He is played by Tom Pelfrey. Did a very good job, by the way. I've seen Tom before in yeah, he was in Iron Fist. Now that was a while ago, very different role. And what else did I? Trying to remember if I saw him. I must have seen him in something else, but I'm not sure. Anyway, here he really did a great job. I mean, no doubt. I mean, he managed not to be totally outshone by the great Mark Ruffalo in those scenes. They didn't have many scenes together, but anyway, those that they had were very touching, poignant. And Mark Ruffalo. So anyway, yeah. First, I wanted to tell about Robbie. Robbie is a guy who his wife has left him, and he's lost his brother also brutally. He was murdered. His older brother, and his niece, his older brother's daughter, played by the wonderful Emilia Jones. She is like kind of playing a mother to Robbie's children. Yeah, definitely. I was gonna say playing a wife, but yeah, I don't think that would be right. It's his niece, but anyway, yeah. And Robbie is a guy. His problem is that he's not really that clever. He's not really that clever, but he always has plans how to improve his life. And it is implied that his brother was the clever one of the two, but his brother is gone. So that's the cruel, the cruel life, the cruel reality. Once you lose your older brother, there's nobody to look after you. You lose your parents, of course. Before that, your father, and I know really how that is. From my own experience, I had an older brother who, yeah, well, I wouldn't say was more clever than me, but he knew quite a lot about certain things anyway. So yeah, Robbie makes a really bad mistake, but it is also fueled by his anger and a wish for revenge. Thirst for revenge. He kills some people and takes, some the drugs they were supposed to sell. hoping that that money that he would eventually get would enable him to like get a better life, buy a better house, move to a better neighborhood, and give his children a better life than they have now. And that is very sad. He fails. Well, I'm not gonna give away too much of the plot, but yeah, it doesn't end well for him anyway. So in the end, like it all just goes very wrong, as it usually does to people who try to play a game that is too big for them, too hard. And yeah, so that is like one of the lessons. Don't try and don't try and play this game. If you are not really good at it, if you are not born for that. Yeah. So I guess, yeah. The thing is, his brother was, I guess, a member of this kind of MC gang called Dark Hearts or Black Hearts. I think Dark Hearts. And his brother was therefore the one that could have successfully pulled something like this off. But Robbie was obviously never part of this gang really himself, and yeah, therefore he's not that well known to them, but still they do know who he is, and that's what creates the problems they find out, this gang. The leader of the gang is played by, I don't know what's the name of that actor, but he does a really fine job too, and he plays like the elder statesman here, and just a second, I'm gonna find out, because I thought it might have been Jackie Earl Haley, but I don't think so. Also, we got the guy from the House of the Dragon, Fabian Frankel, who plays Kristen Cole. He also plays a very morally ambiguous character. Yeah, pretty interesting. Jamie McShane, that's the name of the guy who plays, alright, the leader of the gang, yeah. Sam Keeley, he plays a really, really kind of nasty guy, nasty, the second in command here in this gang. And he actually is the one that is responsible for the murder of Robbie's older brother, Billy. Like, he has brutally murdered him anyway. We don't know why. I don't think it's ever uncovered. And yeah, anyway. So Mark Ruffalo plays a guy. He's like a senior detective who really is this kind of teacher to his younger colleagues, these policemen that are, well, there's one policeman and two police women here, and that's the guy that is morally ambiguous, Anthony Grasso, played by Fabian Frankel. Fabian Frankel also does a pretty good job here, no doubt. And physically, he kind of reminded me of a young Eric Bana, which is kind of cool too. I mean, facially, not so much. He's a lot shorter than Eric, but still, yeah, he looks like him kind of. And I like Eric Bana, of course. I guess one of my favorite actors, you might say. So yeah. Anyway, the character of Mark Ruffalo. Sorry, I'm kind of getting mixed. I mean, whatever. I'm not being very consistent with my telling. Anyway, Mark Ruffalo plays a guy called Tom Brandis, who is a senior detective, and like this kind of teacher guru almost figure to his younger colleagues, and yeah, so he has adopted some children, and right in the end, which is pretty nice touch. I like it. They reveal that he has one other adopted son, because these other two are daughters. But yeah, he has an adopted son who was in trouble and who had a certain kind of schizophrenia, I guess. And you better see it for yourself anyway. I'm not going to give away too much, but it's a very touching ending, because that's the end of the whole show. But yeah, and then so he's Mark Ruffalo he's become the new Robert Duvall, Spencer Tracy, that guy George C. Scott, the nice guy, great nice guy actor of our age. Oh my God, he's just marvelous. And like, he's the perfect adoptive father, like someone that everybody would want as their adopted father. So yeah. So I guess him and his wife were not able to have kids. So yeah. Anyway, they adopted several. And he's a widower also. So yeah, this show is pretty sad, and it almost becomes a little too sentimental in the end. But it's fair enough. This is what they were playing on. This is their card. Yeah, like kind of melancholy sentimentality, very emotional story. And also Emilia Jones, who I already mentioned, really, I mean, wow, really, oh my God, she does a really great job too. I mean, really, really nice, nice young actress, really, really sympathetic, and she plays a part of this disgruntled kind of very young girl at 21 she is, and she doesn't have a father, and she her uncle who plays that role isn't that good at it playing her surrogate father, and she's always kind of frustrated with his fuck ups, and but of course she knows that he means well, and even though at one point early on in the show they have this shouting match, and he tells her to get out of his house, and she goes, it's not your house, it's your brother's house, and he says nothing, and of course it never gets really like idyllic between them, but in the end she is like, of course she's very saddened by his death, and fuck it, I just gave it up away. He dies, alright, he dies. If you don't want to know what happened, alright, I will, you don't have to watch this part. And it is very sad that he dies, of course, because but he was doing the wrong thing. That's the thing. He actually murdered the parents of a young boy, and he does take the boy with him home, because he's still a good man, deep inside, and he does, he's kind to this boy, and his children and his niece, they all kind of take care of him and play with him and stuff, and so it's a family central theme here. Families that are broken up, or have serious problems. So yeah, because also both Robbie and Maeve, which is the name of Emilia Jones' character, they are not happy with their lives, At one point, Robbie actually catches her with a boyfriend, and yeah, he kind of beats up her boyfriend, or I don't know if that was a boyfriend, it was just maybe just a lay for her, but anyway, he kind of ruins that for her too, and but she still stays there because she knows his kids would not be well off if she left, and yeah, so it was all about sacrifices, and you might say Robbie also kind of makes a sacrifice, but a wrong one for his family, because sometimes I guess the the message of this story, this part of the story with Robbie and his family, is that once you have a family, that you love, and they are all healthy and all that, and you can survive. You have a job, you have a way to support them. Then you shouldn't try and always get something better. In a way, because that's the point. Sometimes some people are not made to live a life of an upscale life, let's say. That's just not in the cards for them. It never was, but they should be satisfied with the life they have, because they have children, they have a family that loves them. So, and yeah, that's it. But too often in life, I've seen it also. People try to have it even better or better than they have. They don't see that they already have actually everything they need to be happy. They think, oh, if I buy that house, or if I get that loan so we can get a new place, we will be so happy. But once they do that, they find out, no, that's not enough. It's not what it takes. It's not enough to be happy. Just getting a great, nice house, or whatever, a nice new car. I mean, it is, but only for a while. It makes you happy only for a while, right, people? Only for a while, because sooner or later it's not going to be enough. When life's hard facts start to show up again. Yeah, life's reality knocks on your door. Then it's you need everybody you can get around you, need close to you. You need friends and family. So yeah, this is the morale of the story, I guess. All right, so yeah, nice show, very touching and emotional. Not for the people who cannot stand this; it will just make them sad. And yeah, but I myself, I'm used to all this stuff. So I really did enjoy it. Thank you to these people. The writer and creator is called Brad Inglesby. Thank you very much, Brad. And to all the actors, bravo.